They lost. And the offense looks like inept again. Another game. Can't score a touchdown. Well, they got in the end zone, but called back for penalties. That's one trend we've seen the last few weeks. Penalties, just backbreaking, kills any momentum. And you see it in this game where it feels like whenever you get 10 yards, you have to clench your teeth because you feel like they're going to throw a flag and it's going to come back and kill the drive. And that's what happened on many drives tonight. Just settling for 3 points. They move the ball occasionally on a few drives, right, in between the 20s, but their red zone offense is just, I don't think I've ever seen a worse red zone offense from any team. And as long as I've been watching, it's just every time they get down there, even the other side of the 50-yard line in opponent's territory, they just, for many reasons, they're done. They implode. And it happened again. And, I mean, I feel bad for the defense. I know they gave up a crucial touchdown a little late in the game, but it's hard. It's hard to ask them to do what they got to do every week. I mean, it feels like you got to hold the opponents to under 10 points, right? Single digits, just to have a chance, because this offense is awful. And you saw it, I mean, beginning of the game, they were moving the ball, right? They had over 100 yards in the first quarter, but it didn't matter because they couldn't score touchdowns. And that's why we're losing these games every time, because we cannot score touchdowns. We couldn't score touchdowns in the Giants game, but luckily you won that. You needed a bunch of turnovers late to win the Eagles game, right? Was it a fumble or something along those lines? I can't even remember. But it seems like you need these miraculous wins, or it just seems hard. It seems hard for the team to win. It's like you have to climb Mount Everest to win a game. It's awful. And Hackett is lost. I mean, his play calling is awful. I can't stand them running shotgun on 3rd and 1. Why do they do that every time? Well, at least they have a running back in the backfield this time. Remember that 3rd and 1? They went literally empty, and the quarterback was the only one on the. It's frustrating. It's frustrating watching this every week, and it's boring. It is so boring. If I wasn't a Jets fan, I would have turned that game off. Probably before halftime even hit. Because it was excruciating football throughout the entire game. It got a little exciting at the end, but right when you get anything going, guess what? You're in the red zone, interception. I guess you can't even say Zach doesn't throw picks anymore because he threw one. And you're relying on a Hail Mary at the end of the game. I mean, you saw Zach's athlete. He's an athlete, right? He can, while he's running, chuck the ball 50 yards across his body. But it's just, something's got to give. And we're 4-5, and it looks like the season is, it feels like it's over. It feels like the playoffs are a pipe dream at this point. You know, what's Aaron Rodgers is not going to have the opportunity to come back if we're 4-6, right? Or 5-8. You know, and we just lost back-to-back AFC games, and now those two teams, the Raiders and the Chargers, are in the hunt. And that was a game you should have won because you have a tough schedule now. You have the Bills and the Dolphins. And what else you got? The Browns. Browns look like a good team. Guess what? The Texans look great with C.J. Stroud. That's not a gimme, as we all thought in the beginning of the year. It's just, you don't feel any hope after games like this, ever. You feel no hope whatsoever. and it's tough. It is tough to watch. It's painful. I mean, I don't know how offense can be this bad for so long. I mean, you heard the announcers, what was it, 34 drives without a touchdown? Well, keep the streak going because we didn't score a touchdown this game. What are touchdowns? What are touchdowns? I don't know. Because it seems like you need Breece Hall to pull off a 50-yard run or Garrett Wilson to make some moves and take a slant to the house because this offense just is so bad. It's like the perfect storm of awful play calling, bad quarterback play, struggling O-line, and receivers not getting separation or dropping the ball, committing stupid penalties to kill any momentum, any positive play. Seems like they're going back. And it's so hard to watch. It's 2023, and with the way offenses are built around the NFL to score points, we look like, I don't know. I feel like by the end of the year, this offense is going to break records for being inept. Records are going to get broken with how bad this offense is. I don't know what the record is for how many drives without a touchdown is, but it just feels like that's in play because they cannot score. It is just awful and literally the only focus, right? Special teams. I mean, at least Greg DeLeg can kick field goals, right? It was a game, and for credit, it was a game. But when are we going to score 20-plus points? I mean, that defense, I feel awful. I feel awful for the Jets fans in attendance, making the long trip to watch. I don't understand going to Jets games because you're gonna spend all that money and time and traffic, and you're just gonna leave disappointed. It just feels like the same thing like last year. We are literally crumbling again. After the bye, same thing happened last year. After the bye, we lost painfully to the Patriots, and the season just was awful. I think we only won one game against the Bears, and then we lost everything else. And this year, what do we win that Giants game, right? But now we're 0-2 the last two games, and I do not see. I know that we've had the Bills number, right? But I just don't see us beating the Bills next week. I really don't see that happening with how bad this offense is. Right? We got to literally hold Josh Allen to one of his worst games of his career, or the performance he had the first week of the year, to even have a chance, because this offense is god awful. And it is so boring to watch. I had no emotion in this game. I wasn't even angry. I was just depressed watching this. It was just awful. And I knew right after that pick, right, it was over. Like, I know the defense would force a 3 and out and we get the ball back, but it's over. Right when the pick happened, it's over. You get some momentum, you all of a sudden, hey, maybe we have a chance, and then they let you down again. In the red zone, like they have all year, done. I mean, it feels like the football gods just hate us so much because nothing bounces our way, right? Defense forces a fumble. You feel like they're going to bleed the clock out, won't fumble. We get the ball back. Defense has a knack for getting us the ball back when a chance to win. They do it all the time. And we go out there. I say we, but I'm not participating in this. But the Jets offense goes out there after the defense always gives them chances. Every week gives them chances, and they just screw it up every time. It is just so beautiful. Beautifully bad. Painfully bad. This defense, they have, I don't know what that locker room's like, but man, it's got to be one-sided right now. There's got to be a wall, and there's got to be two types of the offense and defense got to be separated, because if I was a defensive player on the Jets, I would feel, I don't know what I'd feel, because take what I feel as a fan and then heighten it 100 because they're actually playing the game. It's hard to feel hope, right? Like, why do I have to ball out on defense and give opportunity after opportunity? Why am I asked that I have to get 5 turnovers in the game and literally hold the other team to 0 points, right? Because our offense is that bad. How many games would we have won if we scored more than 20 points? More than 20 points. League average, 20 points. How many of games we have won? We would have won that game. This game, what frustrates me the most is this shouldn't have been close. They should have won this game, but now I'm thinking maybe they should have lost because this is just painfully awful. Maybe my expectations are too high. But you watch every year, right? And you give your hopes up, and then they just let you down time and time again. It is like an abusive relationship. That's what Peyton says. It is an abusive relationship. It really is. But it's just, now guess what? You stay up, right? You catch the game. They lose, and now you gotta go into work on Monday and start the week off awful. Thank you. It's hard. It's really hard to be a fan. It's really hard. It's hard to support this team sometimes. It really is. Man, I can't imagine what the fans feel like who made the long journey just to watch a no touchdown performance again. Just think about this. 1 touchdown in the last 3 games. And it came off of a Breece Hall screen pass, right? A little dump off that Breece Hall, because he's a good player, he took it to the house. That's our 1 touchdown in the last 3 games. The best game was that Eagles game. And it's been just downhill after that. You get that clutch Eagles win where the defense performed amazing, right? Still, the Eagles' only loss, which that's probably our highlight of the year, because I just don't see us having that good of a game again. But even that game, the offense was sluggish. Like, it took a turnover, right, and the Eagles to give Breece Hall a gifted touchdown, a nice wrapped gifted touchdown. Wasn't that the only touchdown of the game for that game? Do you see the trend? It's just, I have never seen such shitty offense. And I said in my last video, it feels like this is worse than Adam Gase, and I didn't think the floor could get that low. I did not think that it could be that bad. I thought that was it. We will never see offensive play calling, offensive execution that bad again. And I stand corrected. And Adam Gase was the last head coach. It's not like it's 20 years from now. The Jets offense is so bad every year. 2015. That was the last decent to good Jets offense. And now we're approaching a decade on that, right? A couple seasons removed from a decade. It has just been awful ever since. When are we gonna have a competent offense? We are not this close, Robert Saleh. We are not this close. We are getting farther and farther every single week. Now you got a tough stretch. You're 4-5, and with all these AFC teams, the playoffs it seems like it's out of reach. It feels like that was the season. right? And I know it's not over. You still have plenty of games left, right? You only played 9 games. Maybe you can go on a 5-game win streak. I don't know. We went on a 3-game win streak this year. Who knows? But it just feels like this is it. It's over. It is over. Unless Rodgers can come back next week. You said you can come back. You said, give me a couple weeks. Well, it's been a couple weeks. Rodgers on one leg could at least probably give us a touchdown. Change needs to happen. And I know a lot of it wasn't Zach's fault, but that pick, killer. That pick was killer, and that second half was crap. No offense whatsoever until the last drive or two. I think at this point, I don't know. I know they're going to roll with Zach, but something has to give. Hackett needs to stop calling plays or do something drastically different, or they need a new quarterback. There's not much else you can do because the trade deadline is passed, right? All you can do is bring up practice squad players or sign free agents that haven't been signed yet. But are they going to be difference makers? This is it. This is what we got for the rest of the season. Defense, you got to get 5 turnovers a game and hold the opposing offense to 3 points. That's how we win. That's the formula. How likely is that going to happen? Not likely. Not likely. Not likely in a league that's built to score. A league that's built to score and we can't. It's pretty sad. Pretty pathetic. But anyway, it sucks to be starting my channel off with back-to-back losses. I was hoping I can get pumped up, and I don't know. This isn't our year? Who knows? It's never our year. It's tough rooting for a team. And can we get the Jets off of prime time, right? Can we stop displaying this embarrassment to the national audience? It's pretty bad. I think next week's prime time too. Well, I mean, they thought Aaron Rodgers would be aboard, make it more fun and interesting, but I guess the last few minutes of the game was interesting, right? But man, that was a crapshoot. And I am just getting sick and tired. Alright, I'll leave it there. Please subscribe, like the video, and I hope that my words can comfort you in this time of misery. And it will keep the post going. And I'm so excited about this podcast. If one good thing can come from this season, maybe it's the start of a good podcast, and keep it rolling. Win, loss, tie, or historically bad, anything, or good, if that will ever happen, I guess I'll talk about it. So, alright, take care, everyone. And I hope your Monday goes very well, and you get a promotion, and something good happens to basically smother this fire that is a terrible, terrible feeling of another Jets loss. So, leave it there. Take care. Bye.